Hello friends, welcome to part 2 of our Python serial port programming tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn how to program the serial port on Linux using the PySerial module. If you are not familiar with the PySerial module, do check out our first video. The link is in the description. Now in this short tutorial, we will learn how to install the PIP installer on Ubuntu. And then we will use the PIP to install PySerial library on Ubuntu. Now we will also learn how to identify the serial port numbers on Linux, how to use the dmessage tool. Then we will configure the permissions required to access a serial port. And we will also learn how to add our user to specific group so that the access to serial port is not restricted. Then we will open a serial port connection, and then we will receive a string sent from an Arduino connected to the Ubuntu PC. So that is the agenda of this particular tutorial. So we will go to the next section. Here the basic connections are shown. We have a Linux PC, which is running an Ubuntu 22.04 LTS Linux version. And we have the Arduino Uno, which is connected to the PC using the USB cable. Now all the resources are in our website, and you can find the link to that resources in the description. Please do like and subscribe if you like this video. Here we are using Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. And first thing for Python serial programming, that will check whether Python is installed. You can check that by typing Python 3. In Linux, you have to type Python 3 instead of Python. So we know that Python is installed, and Python 3.10 is the version I am using right now. Now you can exit here. Now we should check whether PySerial is installed on the system. So you can type import serial like this. So it's not there. So we have to install PySerial. For that, we will be using the pip installer. You have to check whether pip installer is installed on Python. So you can exit from here, and you can type Python 3 -m pip. Got to list. No, so the pip installer is not installed. You have to install that. For that, you can type sudo apt update. Usually sudo will ask for your password. I think I have done it already. Now we will install Python 3. For that, you have to type sudo apt install Python 3 -pip. Press enter. Now just press Y. Now the Python pip installer is installed. Now you can check. Now we will install the PySerial package. For that, you can type Python 3 -m pip install PySerial. So we have the PySerial installed. By the way, you will have to use sudo Python 3 -m pip install PySerial. I have already used sudo first, so I think it's not required. So if there is an issue, use sudo. So you can check the Python. And there is no error. You can see that the Python interpreter is importing the serial library like this. So now we can go for the programming part. Now that we have installed the PySerial, it's time to program the Arduino. So we can connect our Arduino to the Linux installation through the USB port. After you have connected, you have to know the name of the serial port. For example, in the Linux, it should be /dev/tty USB0 or something like that. For that, we will use the command called as dmessage and send the output of the dmessage to the command tail. So only the last part is shown to us. So earlier, you can use something like this. But nowadays, in this particular version, Ubuntu 22.04, we are not able to use the dmessage like this. So we have to use the sudo command. So you have to press sudo dmessage vertical bar tail. Then you have to give the password. Now this thing will print a lot of messages. From that, we can find out that we have connected a new full speed USB device, and it will show the ID, vendor, etc. You can know that the manufacturer is from Arduino. So this is the port number. I mean, this is the device that we have connected, and you can find the port number here. It is TTY-ACM0. So when we are using our serial port programming, we have to give the port number as /dev/tty-acm0. By the way, if you are using a different type of USB device, it will be different. For example, if you are using FT232 devices, it will show as TTY USB0. So now we have the port number, then we can use it to access our device. Now we are going to download the source code from our website. You can find out the website in the description below, or you can go to our site, xanthium.enterprises, and from there you can find the source code under the source code section. So you can download the Python serial code, or you can browse it from our GitHub repo. So I will download from here. We have the Python codes here, the Arduino set codes here, and the MSP430 and the Atmega 320p. These are all embedded C codes, which you can use if you want to. Here I'll be explaining only the Arduino Uno and the Python 3 codes. So you can download this thing as a zip. In this video, I will be only explaining the Linux specific parts of the serial programming tutorial. If you want to know the details of the serial port programming tutorial, you can check out our other video, which I will link it in the description. Now we have downloaded the source code. You can unzip here. And you don't need all these things. You only need the Arduino and the Python 3 codes. So in the home directory, I have created a folder called serial.com, and I have copied the file sertest.py, this one, to that particular folder. Now we will run this particular file. I will open it right now. So this is a simple Python file that will open a serial port on Linux and display the status of the open serial port. So here we are importing the serial, and now we are creating the serial port name. So the input function of the Python will ask for the port name, and you can give the particular port name. In our case, it will be TTY ACM0. Or if you're using a different chipset, it will be something like TTY USB 0, USB 1, like that. Now, once we have entered the port name, that is TTY USB 0, the port name will be, the script will add the /dev/string to that particular serial port name. So it will be on the format like this one. Now then we will use the serial.serial option to open the particular serial port and then display the status of that particular port using the print command. Then we will close the serial port. That's what we are going to do right now. So we'll use the command line and we will navigate to the particular directory, serial.com, and we will list the as you can see from here, serial test.py is here, and we can see that it is not executable. So we have to make that particular file executable. For that, we have to use the chmod. Make sure you are using the correct case, because Linux is case sensitive. So here S is capital and T is also capital. So press enter. Now we have changed the file to the executable file format, as you can see from here. Now if you run this, it will not run. I mean, it will run, but it will not be able to open the serial port. Because in Linux, we have to belong to a particular group. For example, TTY and dialout. Then only we will be granted access to the serial port. So if we run this program, it will show an error that access to the serial port is restricted. So I'll run it anyway. We will run it like // the name of the file. So if we click it here, we have to enter the port name, which will be TTY capital ACM 0. And as you can see that permission is denied to access TTY ACM 0. So we have to add our user to that particular groups. So next we will add that. Now here we are going to add our user, in my case Rahul, to the two groups TTY and dialout. So you can use the groups command to check which groups you are member to. For example, if I use groups, my username Rahul, so you can see that Rahul is a member of ADM, CD-ROM, sudo, dip, plugdev, etc. Now we have to make him the member of dialout and TTY. For that, you have to use the user mode command. For that, so you have to use the sudo command first. So sudo user mode -a -g, the name of the groups you want to be member of. So here it will be TTY, and the name of the user. In my case, it is Rahul. In your case, it will be whatever your username is. So you can press enter. Make sure that you have to use the letter A. This means that you are appending to the group. If you are not using -a, you will be removed from all the groups except TTY. So you have to use the -a flag here. So remember that. Give the password. Then we will use it to dial out. Now we can use the groups command to check whether you're a member of these groups. And you can see that we are the member of these two groups. Now it's much better to log off and log in. So I'll go here, log out. Now I have logged in again after logging off. Now we will run the program again. So /, capital S, the port name will be TTY, capital ACM 0. As you can see that we have successfully opened the port, and you can see from here open equal to true, and we have closed it. Now using the groups command, you can see that I'm now part of the TTY and dialout groups. So from this, our access to the serial port is now okay. Now I have already explained how to use the serial serial port programming in Python. You can check our next video, the old video, and I have linked it in the description, so you can check it. Now, in the next one, we will receive a string from the Arduino. Please note that we also have a website on which you can find the text of the video and all the required resources for our tutorial. So please do check it out. The links are in the description. By the way, if you do like our video, do like and subscribe. Now we are going to receive a string from the Arduino Uno. For that, we'll go back to our old downloads. We have downloaded some code from our GitHub repo. So we have the Python code and the Arduino Uno code. For receiving a string from Arduino, you have to upload this particular code to your Arduino. So I have already explained how this code works in the previous video. If you want, you can check it out. The link is in the description. So what it does is, it continuously sends this text hello from Arduino Uno every second to the PC's serial port. Now our Python code will receive this code and display it on the terminal window. Now you have to use the corresponding Python code. For this one, you have to go for the PySerial under 55 PySerial receive string.py. This is the code we require. So I have copied it to our old folder, the serial comp folder. Now you can see the file here, and we have to do all the same things, like change the execution to +x. Make the file executable. But before that, we have to make a few changes. So we'll navigate to the folder. Home serial com, and you will edit it with the text editor. Now this is for Windows version, so we have to change the com11 to /dev/ ACM0, and we will be using 9600 baud rate. I have already explained this in the previous video, how to make all the settings, so you can check it out. And this version is only for the Arduino. You don't need it for other one. This is because when we open the serial port, the Arduino will get reset. So if we delay it some time, the Arduino will come back online and is ready to transmit. So this line will try to read the data sent by the Arduino, and it will return once they receive a new line character, and the received string is displayed on the terminal window. Okay, we have made all these changes here. Now save it. And one more thing I want to tell you is that we don't have the hash bank, the hash bank character on top like the previous one. So that means that we have to use a different command. For example, here you can find this particular hash bank statement. So you can directly run this code. But in the other one, under 5 underscore 5 underscore PySerial, we have not provided it. So we will have to give the command manually. That is Python 3, the name of this file. So we'll save this thing, close it. And we'll make this file executable. After you have uploaded the code to your Arduino Uno, you can run this code like this. First you have to say Python 3, then the name of the code. This is because we don't have any hash bank statement. The exclamation mark hash then /bin /python3. That statement is not in this particular code file. So we have to explicitly say that Python 3, name of the file to run. So now I'll run this thing. Press enter. Yeah, we have received the code hello from Arduino Uno. Earlier, I think we were in the middle of the transmission, so we didn't get the H. The second one we got the hello. So this is how we will receive the code. So in the next video, we will tell you how to use exceptions in PySerial. So do subscribe and like our video. Source codes can be downloaded from the GitHub. And if you like textual form of a tutorial, you can check it out from our website. The link is in the description. So thank you for listening to our tutorial.